everyone, my name is Charles J. Mallow, PGA professional at Deer Creek Golf Club in Deerfield Beach, Florida. Today I'm going to be discussing one of my students named Mr. Weisman. Mr. Weisman struggled very much so with his iron shots. He tended to hit them a little on the heavy side, so the club would basically bottom out before it got to the golf ball, which is the exact opposite we want, especially when we're hitting a ball off the ground. We want to hit the ball, then the ground. So, we made a couple changes, one to his setup, one to his swing, to allow him to strike the ball more consistently on the downswing. The first change we made was we moved his ball a little bit further back. So this was when he first came to me, recorded from the angle that I thought would best show his difficulty. So obviously this is a 9-iron. Ball position is way too far forward. Let's see. The ball is way too close to his left foot. That's the first thing we changed. We moved the ball a little bit further back. The next change we made was his pressure shift. So when Mr. Weisman basically made his golf swing, on the backswing, you'd make a fairly good turn and a fairly good shift of his pressure. So that's a pretty good backswing there. It's like he's got, made a good turn behind the golf ball. Didn't move too much of his weight behind the golf ball, so it's not going to require him to make a big jump back. But still, I'd like to see a little bit more of his body centered over the golf ball, but that's because of his ball position. So, but back to the nature at hand. On his downswing, he made what is called a reverse weight transfer, or a reverse pressure transfer. So instead of moving his weight, or moving his pressure left of the golf ball, he's going to move it right. So it's going to appear as though he's transferred his weight because his hips are going to move towards the target. So if you were to just look at his hips, you would think, oh, okay, he's got his weight ahead of the golf ball. Well, that's not true. If you look further down at his ankles, all right, and his knees, you'll see that at impact, he's pressing down the most on his right foot. So if we were to basically put a mat under his feet that showed where his weight is, where he's pressing down the most, I would basically say that 80% of his pressure is on his right foot, okay, which is the exact opposite. We want most of our pressure to be on our left foot, okay. You can see that he's basically collapsing on his right side, and he's going to catch it back because of that. All right. So, in order to change this, we decided to use one of my favorite training items. Got out the old pool noodle. So, in order to help him feel properly how the weight doesn't move to the right on the downswing, we put the pool noodle under his foot, so you can be more aware of how he presses down. So obviously on the downswing, if he presses down, he's going to feel that noodle squishing. You can't really feel that with the ground, okay? So he's going to try to avoid squishing, ruining that noodle. And that's kind of the terminology we use. So let's go to, after first couple times kind of gets used to it, make sure we get that pool noodle in the center of his foot, okay? So that half his foot's off the back, half his foot's on the front. One moment. Alright, so make sure the pool noodle is directly in the middle of his foot, and now you're going to see what happens to his weight transfer. So he's pretty much going to make the same weight transfer, but because he doesn't want to squeeze that noodle, see how he's got basically kind of a straighter right leg, it's not so bent, and you'll see when he comes down, he can't break down as much with that right leg, so it's going to be straighter. He's going to stand taller on his left leg, and his right leg's going to be a little bit straighter at impact and not collapsed. And there you go. Catches the ball on the downswing. Catches the turf after. So this drill basically prevents him from collapsing at impact. And this drill, very, very helpful. It's going to get him out of his bad habit. So that pretty much summarizes all the things we worked on most recently. Again, it's Charles J. Mallow, PGA professional at Deer Creek Golf Club. I look forward to helping this student keep on improving. Have a nice day.